Hey, what's up, people? Welcome back to part 2. If you haven't watched part 1, please watch part 1 before you watch part 2. There will also be a part 3. Now, please listen to this carefully. There is an active investigation. The officer even says an active investigation where the information that I stated will be forwarded to the detectives to look into it if anybody immolated themselves within the past couple of years, however long that has been, and or going to the prosecutors to see if there was ever a case with somebody on YouTube immolating themselves. So this is actually very serious. Red Rummin murder is a very serious thing, right? And you can't tell people or tell somebody to unalive themselves, them actually doing it, and feel that there's no going to be any consequence to you because you keep repeating it was investigated. It doesn't matter if it was ruled to be taken off one's own life. Now it's gonna be reopened, isn't it? Because I've given information to an officer who's gonna forward it to the prosecutors as well as the detectives, either one or both, for them to look into. And this is a very serious crime. People are put away for years, if not decades, because of this. And to be honest with you, Purple Glare should be put away because she is a menace to society. She's a liar. She keeps lying about so many things, and she keeps gaslighting on multiple levels. Anyways, let's just get into the video. And at the end, I will parlay into part 3.
Nah, I got you. Okay. All right. Well, I think you're doing the right thing by just not talking to her then. And I assume you met her, you said online?
Yes, it's all online. So I run I'm in social media. I run like a YouTube channel. So what happens is that she'll escalate and she'll change her phone number, email address. She'll email me on my business email. She'll come into my live streams under fake or what is called sock accounts, and I will repeat it. Tell you as soon as I found out that it's her, I will tell her, please stop coming into my chats and please stop contacting me. Then
Okay.
she'll cool down for a couple days and then it'll start again.
Okay. So, if you don't mind sharing, what kind of channel do you have?
Well, I'm trying several different things. I have a couple of reaction channels. I might react to different individuals on the internet, specifically certain individuals on one channel. On another channel, I react to British influencers. On another channel, I do like crypto streams where I do live chats and just talked about cryptocurrency.
Cool. All right. So, you mind giving me your information in case I need to call you back?
Sure. So my name is, my phone number, you can contact me, is 647.
All right. So, I'll look at the most I could do for you would be to try and reach out to her and tell her as a policeman not to be contacting you in any way. But let me give you my information. Let me give you my info.
No problem.
So, I can try and reach out to her. If she tells me to go fly a kite, there's not going to be a whole lot of consequences or anything that's going to happen otherwise. And honestly, she may call you. I may kick the can and, kick that can of worms or the hornet's nest, and then she may call you or write you right after I leave.
Yeah.
If she even lives here. I don't even have her info right now.
Yeah, I would not, it wouldn't be on to be reasonable to say that might actually happen, and she might go off on me and call me and say all types of names and stuff. It's expected. I've been dealing with this for years, so it's expected that it can go anyway. She could possibly not contact me again, or she could start contacting me every day again. So I'm okay with any outcome from this. I'm just hoping for the best, to be honest with you.
Okay. And hey, there's open source records that you may not be aware of here in the States. It's called CaseNet. You could look her up. Actually, I'll do it. You got another minute?
Yes.
All right, let me just look up and see if she's had any other convictions. These are all open sourced records. There's nothing law enforcement related. You can do this anywhere you want. So basically, you're going to go to, if you want, you're going to go to courts.mo.gov, or you can look up Missouri CaseNet.
Okay.
And then you'll come to a screen, and it's gonna, you come to the site, and it's gonna say the name search, so the litigant name search, and that's where you're just looking for people. So I'm typing in her last name now. Do you know her middle initial?
No.
Okay, so she's had, in Jasper County, so just Jasper County, she's had a ticket. She's had a civil action for a breach of contract, and she's had another ticket.
Okay.
And you can change, should be able to change the county that does the search as well, but she's not been in trouble in Jasper County. At least, I don't know how far these records go back. It's a recent bill or a recent law that says all actions have to be entered in this system. You know, it may only go back a few years, or it may only cover felonies for a few years prior to that. So not everything might not be in here, but for the most part, it's up to date.
Okay, thank you so much for this information that I can look up. I actually really do appreciate it.
A personal touch to it, and you know, gave you a little bit of background as to why or what was going on. So.
Yeah, thank you. I really do appreciate it.
All right. If you need anything, call me back and just leave a voicemail if I'm not in the office, okay?
No problem. Just to follow up, in terms of the hearsay that she had told me, will that be looked into, or?
So what I'll probably just do is I will probably just send a message to our investigators to see if they had any info on that from a few years prior to maybe where our system goes back.
Okay.
If they know something, or they might reach out to the local prosecutors to see if there was a case that was looked into or not.
Okay, no problem. Thank you so much for your time. Really do appreciate it. All right, take
care.
Have a good one. Bye. All right, so you heard that right? I heard it, you heard it, everybody heard it. There is an active investigation with PG. And people, I haven't even talked about her baby daddy because that is a whole entire story that we'll get into. But giving you a sneak peek, this guy really wasn't right in the mind. He was a schizophrenic. I guess they now call it schizoaffective disorder. But back then, they would call it him being schizophrenic because he has schizophrenia. And the things that PG likes to do, and maybe in part 3 I'll even show certain messages that escalate a whole lot, right? And she would taunt and annoy and stalk and harass this man to the point where she made suggestive statements over and over and over again, and he finally unalived themselves. It's a sad way to go out, and it's actually really disgusting to do that to a family member, because the father of your child is the father of your child, and for you to make certain statements and make this man take his own life really just tells me all I need to know about a person. Anyways, like I said with the officer, I was done. As soon as I heard this stuff, I was like, stop talking to me. I'm not into this bullshit. I'm not into staying at home, living at mommy's and or daddy's house and spending hours and hours on the internet trying to fuck with people. I'm not going to say that. I am totally not into that. I like to contribute to society. I like to go to work. I like to have a good time on my leisure time, on my times off, on my weekends, and, give back to the world, give back to the planet, make the world a safer place. And once again, we shall see what happens with this whole situation. But stay tuned for part 3, because in part 3 I will describe a whole lot more. See you then.